Or like, how will I get rid of this whole thing? Like I think my younger brother used to help me like remove my hair.
Really? It's
Yes.
painful. You know where you come from. And you don't want to go back to the same thing anymore.
Yeah.
You want something to change. So if you want something to change, you have to do something that is not the same thing that people are using to do.
Our channel, so we are rebranding, and this is a new channel. It's called Alo-Fusion. Same channel, but different name. So I think we're going to get into like why we changed the name later. But so welcome back, and this is we have a new guest in the studio today. You can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Uwazasin, but call me Love, as I always say in my channel, and it's a pleasure to have you.
Yes. So let's start with how we met. So I think she reached out to me on LinkedIn. I think I'm quite I don't say I'm quite active on LinkedIn, but she reached out to me on LinkedIn, and she was like, "Oh, she has the channel and everything." I was like, "Oh," so I think I asked for your channel name. Yes. So you sent it to me, and I was like, "Oh wow, I didn't know there was like another blogger." Like you know, like the thing is that like when you talk about like Lincoln, Nebraska, like it's always like everybody is boring, like nothing is going on, is like a dead city and everything. So I was like, okay. So when I saw your channel, I was like, wow, like
Yeah,
this is so nice.
So it was one of my dreams this year to have more collabs, and I was talking with friends about it, and then the friend referred me to your channel. She was saying, yeah, there is a lady coming from Nigeria doing PhD. She has a channel, maybe you should reach out. She's the one who sent me your contact in LinkedIn.
Okay.
And then I reached out, and thanks God that you answered, and then here we are today. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm happy to have you, because like we've been inviting other people to the channel. Like I think you've seen some over yeah. So we had like some grad students come from UNL, and we had like some friends come over. So we're looking like this year we are trying to like be more intentional with growing our channel. So when you reached out, I was like, I told my husband like,
This is the sign.
yes.
This is the sign.
This is the sign. Like I think I mentioned that like for a couple of months, like we didn't really like shoot because of like schoolwork. I'm doing my PhD, and I was like, ugh. So when you read that, I was like, oh, thank God, this is the inspiration to get back and get back to shooting. Like you can't invest so much on this, and your channel is not active.
Yeah, and that's something like when you prayed about something, God will give you answer, because definitely I was like doing my vision board for 2025, and I was like saying I need more collabs in my channel, because you see when you're saying like people doing channel thing on YouTube, there are few of us in Lincoln. I feel even in Nebraska, I've never seen people living here in Nebraska and doing YouTube, and that was one of the challenges for me, because people will say, oh, but you don't have nothing to do in Nebraska. Nebraska is boring. And I say, no, my life is not boring. So I'm going to share with you what I'm doing on a daily basis as a grad student right now and everything. So I'm happy that we could do this, and we are doing it, because this is showing that our culture here in Nebraska, because we are both from different countries.
Yes.
And also showing that Nebraska is a nice place to visit.
Yes.
If you like corn, you like cattle, you like football, you'll find something to do here.
Yes. You like coffee.
Yeah. A lot of coffee shop here. Yeah, definitely. In Lincoln, plenty. So you'll find something to do here. So.
Okay, yeah. So let's first get started to like meeting you. I know you're a grad student, so like my audience doesn't know, so like let them meet you.
So I'm a master student. This is my second semester right now, and I'm doing a master with a really nice advisor, and we are going to work with corn, as I said. So my project will be more in horticulture, because I'm going to be working with sweet corn and popcorn, but with a new varieties of maize that they produce, having more lysine and tryptophan that are really essential amino acids we need in our body to function well. So we're going to evaluate the ergonomic performance and economic of these two varieties of sweet corn and popcorn.
Okay. So before we get like away from like you have to do in your research, so I'm actually kind of curious. So like now you're speaking, I know we've met before, but now you're speaking about like your popcorn and your sweet corn and everything. are you not concerned in a way like genetic, what do you call it, GMO, genetically modifying like the plants?
Yeah, I have many questions related with this. And no, the QPM that we call it is quality protein maize. Okay. It's not OGM. It's like just a how do you call this term, that they modifying the zein in the maize. Because the normal corn that we have, let's say corn, I'm going to say corn now for people to let them understand, but when we're talking like scientifically, we used to say maize a lot. So corn, that is the normal plant, when it come with more zein than non-zein. So the zein protein in it make it
I want to assume what is zein. I don't know what that is.
That's a lot of questions that I'm going to say. Proper, it's like in the structure of the corn, like the grain, when we see it, it has different components. Okay. The zein is a part like of the, let's say, the body. Mm-hmm. So because it's more than the non-zein, so it makes it lacking nutritional effect. Okay. So that's why what they do in the 60s in University of Purdue, they analyze it and saw that the zein and non-zein had like this balance, making it lacking. So they just like, it's like a not genetically modified, they just replace and put in the two. I'm not really into genetic people, but I'm trying to like, based on what I've been reading, just like in the two part of the zein and non-zein, they put an OPAC2. It's like a structure to help defining stuff in I guess in plants.
You don't need to go like too much because I don't even understand what you're saying.
So they just put the OPAC2, and when they put it and they modify this system, they see that they have more non-zein protein now that help to have more lysine and tryptophan. So that's what I know for now. So that's why the QPM varieties that have been around now, they have more lysine and more tryptophan than the normal corn without this modification that they did. But it's not a OGM. It's like free of all of these things that had things like that can probably have effect on our health. So it's free of all of these products of OGM. You can eat it and not have any issue, because in the end it's going to help you having more amino acids in your body.
Oh, that's quite nice. Because I love popcorn.
Me too.
So I was like, okay, please don't leave my popcorn.
One of my like dreams right now is like when I have these and then I can do popcorn by myself, and I know that, that's my corn that I produced. So we will see in the future.
So like back to your channel. I know you have your channel. You've been here for a bit, 2-3 years.
Almost 2 years. In days it's going to be 2 years exactly.
So you'll be here for like almost 3 years. So how has the experience in Lincoln been? I think before we get there, like where you're from? I'm from Nigeria. So she's not from Nigeria.
I want people to guess where I'm from.
So I think we take some time to guess, because like when I first saw her name,
at the end I will say where I'm from.
So usually when someone sends me a message on LinkedIn, I try to check like where are they from. Like usually I scroll down to check their education. To see I usually like people do their like bachelors in their home countries before they come for their like masters or PhD. So I try to check to see maybe. So I think I was like, I didn't see anything. I was like, where is she from? I was like, okay, probably Ghana. I think when I like spoke to you, I was like, okay, is it Ghana? I was like, okay, I know Ghanaian names. Doesn't sound like Ghana. So I said, okay, yes, Kenya. I was like, okay, this is definitely Kenya. And then when I met her, I was shocked. I was like, oh, okay.
I always say my nationality in the end of this video. But I guess I let them like the moment to guess, because probably they are going to mention a lot of countries because of my accent. So I'm hoping to see all of these country names.
I think you're the very first person I met from your country, like in person, because usually I meet people. Obviously, I meet like
online,
other like Kenyans, and I like your accent and their accents like kind of similar. So I was like, definitely there's Kenya, like no question. In fact, I was ready to place a bet because my husband and I were talking about it. So I was like, okay, yes, Kenya. When I heard, I was like, oh, okay.
That's funny. Really funny. But you will see it. It's going to be a big surprise when you know which country I'm from. But like, I've came here in like for almost 2 years, and every time I meet people and they ask me which country I'm from, or sometimes they don't ask me, they say, you look Nigerian, but it's like you're losing your accent because you've been living for a long time outside of your country. Some people say that Jamaican, and I'm like, I don't know, we'll see. And then it's been always a challenge the first time people to guess where I'm from. And I'm like, that's really something, because most of the time I feel myself as the person that I am based on my country, but like people will be like saying, no, you feel like a Nigerian, a Ghanaian, a Kenyan. And I'm like, oh really? I need to probably find my family right now, because I feel lost sometimes when saying that.
I probably have my roots back there.
Yeah, probably. Even I was saying to a Nigerian friend that I probably need to go in Nigeria and do this analysis they do to see your roots.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have been saying like, yeah, you really have a Nigerian vibe, and I say probably it's because I've been around a lot of Nigerian people.
Yeah.
But they say no, you just take it so naturally. So probably you have some blood in you that is Nigerian. And I'm like, well, we will see in the future. But you will see which country I'm from in the end.
Yeah, so how you experience like being in Lincoln? Yeah.
Ooh. First of all, the weather.
Yeah, extreme.
This is a challenge for me because I was in Costa Rica. That is a tropical country, humid tropical country. So it's hot. Or it's hot, or it's raining a lot, and it's hot again. So coming here after living there, and I came in winter. So it was really hard for me. That was like the things that I'm still working on now. I'm adapt myself with everything else, but like the first thing was the weather. It was really a break for me. But after that, I feel personally I'm someone that try to adapt myself quickly when I get in a place, because the faster you adapt yourself, the better life will be after that. So that's why that's one of my mottos. So when I get in a place, I try to meet people. I try to ask questions and ask Awan what we can do, what cannot be done. Also, I'm new here. What is the best thing to do to get involved in the community? So I remember when I first came, there was this group that is really a good group to help international student, ISF.
Okay.
So I used to go in all the events they are doing. So this was a way for me to meet new students, meet people, and then they will explain to you about everything. I remember I went to participate in one of these football game with them.
Oh, okay.
So we were doing it in a house.
Okay.
Because we were like 20-ish. I didn't understand anything. I'm still like not knowing anything about football, American football. Yeah. But I wanted to go just because I wanted to meet people. So I opened myself. So that's one of the advice that I always say to someone when you're traveling, you want to live somewhere else that is not your country, it's not your culture and everything, is try to involve yourself in everything so you can adapt faster and see life around. And thanks God, I've been like finding nice people along the way. And my church is one of the community that has been helping me a lot, and I'm grateful for that. So yeah,
I think for me the experience is kind of similar but a bit different. So I also came in spring of 2023. So it's been almost about the same time that probably you've been here longer.
January. Yes, I was January. In end of January, and probably you came around May. Oh
no, I came like mid-January.
Oh really?
Yes.
Oh really? Yeah. So winter.
Yeah. So I came in winter, and then I think I was not that prepared because like coming from Nigeria, and
me too.
Yes. So Nigeria is also hot and raining. I think the least temperature you can get is probably 16 degrees, and that's like, oh, I'm cold.
Yeah.
Yes. So
that's the same for me.
So when I got it, like, they will tell you, oh, get winter jacket and everything, and I was like, okay, I got one, which when I got here, I was like, that was not winter jacket. That was just
not. Yeah,
no. So
you need more.
Yeah. So when I got here with my jacket, I was like, and it was snowing. I think my first event was Chicago, and I was like, oh my god, like this is terrible.
Yeah.
Will I be here? So when I got here, like in Lincoln, luckily my husband was here before me, so like it was easier for me to like adapt. I think before he came, he also had they had a group page, like a WhatsApp group page of other Nigerians that are here or coming. So like there are a lot of Nigerians that I know in Lincoln, so it was not hard for me to like.
That's more.
Yes,
that's completely different for me.
Yes,
I didn't know anyone. Even like my roommates. That's now we are friends and everything. We just had a call before when I was checking for rooms.
Okay.
And we had the college just because they needed to know a little bit about me and see if we can live together. Yeah. And then when they related that they're from Zamorano in Honduras and I'm from Earth University, they said, we are brothers and sisters because these two universities, we have almost the same rules and everything. They say, if you survive from Earth and we did from Zamorano, we can live together. So that's like technically the unique thing that was okay. I know that some people that we have some background that kind of similar, and I'm going to live with them. Hopefully, it's going to be good. After that, just me in the middle of nowhere.
It must be very hard.
It has been the first few weeks was really challenging, and I really get into depression, anxiety, like because it was hard on me. First of all, because I didn't know anybody, and then when I came here, I didn't came just master student. I came as an intern.
Oh, okay.
And I had to go to work 45 minutes from here.
Wow.
And every morning, like someone will come to pick me around 5:30-ish in the morning.
Wow.
I'll be all day outside, coming back home super late. You imagine it's cold for me, a new environment, new everything. And so the first few weeks, oh my God. Well, I passed that. So it was a challenge. It was really a challenge, but we survived.
Yes, I think I like the advice that you gave. Like when you get to a new place, like try to socialize.
Yeah, you imagine if I didn't do that,
it would have been very harder for you. Like way harder than it definitely was hard.
Yeah,
like it have been harder than it initially was.
Yeah, but we survived.
Yes, I think we don't have a choice. I think someone was asking me like, "Oh, how did you cope with your child?" And I said, "Do I have a choice?
Yeah,
what do I do?"
Either way, because you have your objective in mind, you want to make it reality. So whatever challenge that came up or that is coming up, because they are still going to come up. Because even if you get adapted to the life of Lincoln now, there are still challenges that you're going to face every day because it's not your country, it's not your culture. Even if you try to mix and do everything that I did, it's still going to be something that is lacking because it's not your country. So even if you're doing that, the best thing you can do is just say, okay, I'm out for something, and let that be your ultimate goal, that whatever is happening, you have to make it to the final destination. That is, I don't know for you if it's like staying here and live here for a long time, but like my ultimate goal for now is graduating. So
yeah, definitely.
So I'm like, whatever's coming in my way, we're going to graduate either way. So it's like having something that keeps you up every day.
Yes.
Even if in the middle of everything, having something that's okay, this is bigger than me. Because sometimes I always say it in my channel.
Yes.
I'm doing this. It's not only for me.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for me, for my community, for my family, for my nieces and nephews that like watching me.
Yes.
And they're like finding inspiration and motivation in me. I'm doing it for my future children and my families as well coming. So that's why you have to get up every day. Like sometimes I feel like, oh God, I don't want to do it anymore. And I'm like, it's not only for you, you're doing it. So you better get up, girl, and do it.
Yeah, I think same thing that motivated me. So it's like when I had my child, there's a temptation to be like, oh God, I'm tired. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. But I just remember there's something that we say in our country that your children will ask you, what were you doing when your mates were? So I was like, when I think about it, I'm like, I don't want my child to ask me questions in the future. I'm like, okay, I need to get my acts right.
Yeah.
So I need to, like, whatever it takes. At least I started this PhD, I have to finish it. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to see this to
it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's like, it is what it is. We gotta make it.
Yes.
So, I always say that, and that's something I've been trying to not let be my motto, because as Black women, we can relate that we have to do it harder. You might make it harder. Like if someone is doing this effort, the same effort, we have to do it twice.
So yeah, you have to like to prove yourself.
Prove yourself, and that's something like sometimes make us not being vulnerable, not really opening ourselves to the world, because we are so focused on making this happen. But at the same time, it's a good thing, because you know where you come from. And you don't want to go back to the same thing anymore. You want something to change. So if you want something to change, you have to do something that is not the same thing that people are using to do. So that's why it's not easy to be an international student.
It's not easy.
It's not easy at all. It's a challenge every day, but you have to face it because you want something different. So
okay, so let's take a turn. Yes. So let's talk about. I don't know if you're comfortable talking. I think you probably are, because I've watched a lot of your videos.
Okay.
Yes, and you talk about like your health, and we also spoke about your health. Yeah. So one thing so when she visited me and I went through her channel and I saw she was battling with PCOS, which is something I also battled with. I think we spoke about it the day we met. So like, how has the experience been for you, and how are you like managing it? I think for those people that don't know what PCOS is polycystic ovarian syndrome. And it affects, I believe it's 50% of like women worldwide. Like it's a very common and it manifests in different ways. For some people it's like a hormonal imbalance. For some people like facial hairs, like missed periods and things like that.
Overweight, losing weight,
like trouble losing weight, things like that. So like, how was it?
It's something.
I think for me it manifests, I think I told you, facial hair for me, like body hair, and I was like, like, how will I get rid of this whole thing? Like I think my younger brother used to help me like remove my hair.
Really? It's painful.
It's painful, like, because to do it myself was painful, but I was like, oh, please help me. So he used to do it for me, which is very embarrassing, but he liked doing it. So
at least you have someone that can help.
Yes.
Because I don't want to cut you, but like one of the challenges when you have PCOS as a woman, and when people don't know exactly what it is, and they don't know how to help you, or sometimes they just decide don't want to help you at all because they're being ignorant, or they're not really embracing you in this challenge that you're facing. So it's really hard to do it by yourself. In the beginning for me it was really hard, because I thought it was a death something. Like literally, I'm going to die. And then after that, when they say no, you're not going to die, and then I heard like, oh, you can have children and you are a testimony. Oh, that's not true. And I'm like, oh, that's a relief. I'm hoping having children, that's good. But it's a challenge, because people see me personally, that's my experience, they see me overweight, and people will tend to say that you eat too much, or you're not going to do exercise, or you're being lazy with your body. And sometimes they don't know what's happening. Me, I'd be like doing all of the things that people are doing to lose weight. I'll still lose some weight, but I'm not going to be, I think I'm not going to say the word never, because everything can change, but it's going to be probably really difficult for me to be a skinny girl again.
Oh, I think, well, let me share my experience, like with like weights and everything. So I think the first time I was diagnosed, my mom, because I'm the only female child, so my mom was like, oh, she's not going to have any child. So she took me to a lot of doctors. I think there was this one doctor, like kind of like a family doctor, back in Nigeria, and he was like, checked everything, like we had to do what's it called, a scan, ultrasound. Ultrasound. He did an ultrasound. He said, okay, my ovaries look fine. So he just boiled it down to, okay, probably PCOS, hormonal disorder. So I was put on like medication. I took medication for like, I believe 3 months. like the pill,
contraceptive pills.
Yes, yeah. So I took the pill and another a different drug. I was taking like 2 different ones. So and then I took.
Did they give you the one that people with diabetes take?
Yeah, I believe so, because
the metformin. That's one.
I know them. I was like, okay. So I was taking. I told my mom actually, like when I was younger, like early teens, I was like, I'm fine. Like I was kind of happy that I was not having my period. Like I don't have to suffer through that. Like every month I was like, I get to miss my period. And I was like, my mom was like, do you know what you're happy about?
Yes, exactly.
So like when I took the medication, I was on it for like 3 months, I think 4 months. So the first month my mom was like, they told the doctor, I'm not comfortable having on the pill for this long. Like she knows that it causes some other like side effects. So she told me to stop.
It does.
I was like, okay, you can't have it both ways. Like if I stop, that means I'm not going to get a period. So the doctor was like, okay, fine, I can stop it, but like when I'm ready to have children in the future, I have to like get back on it, or like kind of go the medical route to like get children, since it's not going to be natural for me to like conceive. So that was like when I got married, I was like, okay, yes. I told my husband like, this is what you get, like, you know. No. So like,
and I feel like everybody that when I'm talking to you, I'll always say I have PCOS, so
yeah,
you know what it is.
Yeah.
I'll explain you. So if you want to be in with me, that's probably one of the challenges you're going to have to face in this life. So get ready.
I was like, okay, this is it. He was like, oh no, it's fine. I believe in the power of God. Yeah, so
amen.
Yes, so I just said, okay, fine. Like I don't want to, because like in Nigeria, like children are a big thing when you get married. Like I don't want trouble like with your family. So you not be like, oh, where are the children? Like, and then
it's a black culture
thing. Possibly.
They're waiting for the children to come as soon as we get married.
Yeah, I was like, okay, please. I think it's Asian culture too, because my supervisor is Chinese, and he was also like the same thing. Like once you get married, they're like, okay, what's happening? Like,
what's
you need
the child?
Yeah, where's the child? So I think it was kind of, and my husband wanted to be like a kind of pressure for me. So like he tried to like get them out of my case. So it would be like, because like that, in fact, even the stress also affects like your hormones. And I was like, okay, so when you're still trying to balance your hormones, like something is still stressing you again, like it's going to just scatter the whole thing,
make it
make it harder. So like I was like, okay, fine, maybe just take it easy. But at the same time I was trying to like do research, like more research on like natural ways to like reverse. I didn't think there was a way to reverse it, but
there's a way to control it.
Manage it. I think that's the word. Manage it. So, but I met a friend, also on LinkedIn. I think we attended the same school back in Nigeria. She's a nutritionist and a fitness coach. Okay. So she like, I think I got into one of her programs back in, I believe 2021 or 2022, and she was doing like a because I had a big belly, like I did not like it, so I wanted my belly to be flat. So I think that's also one of the pieces. Yeah, like your body.
My belly is that big as well.
Yeah, so I was like that was the thing I was struggling with. I was like, I don't care about the period. I just want my belly to be flat. So I think I was battling that, and I got into a program. She was doing like a flat belly program. I tried a lot of things before that. I tried teas, I tried like patches.
I know. I understand you.
Yeah. I think one thing I say with that, I didn't have that much money when I was younger, so like I could not go full and explore a lot of options. But the ones I could afford, like I could afford like some teas, I could afford like some herbs I was trying. So but nothing was working. So when I saw her program, I was like, okay, let me just try this too. So she was like teaching us like how to like reduce your belly by portion control, like eating less carbohydrates, more vegetables,
deficit.
Calorie deficit, things like that. So I got into a program. I was doing that. I was still struggling with it a little, but I think I started seeing like some results. My tummy was getting flatter, not very very flat, but it was improving. So, and then my weight, because I also like PCOS, I was holding on to weight like a lot. In fact, it was easy for me to gain weight than lose it. So I found out like I was losing some weight in a program. It was slow, but I was like, oh, this thing is working. Like I was liking the progress. So I think that went on like maybe a month or so. I believe it was maybe a month or two. So but when I got to the US, the beloved US,
everything changed.
Everything changed. Like I got here, I was like, oh, lots of foods. Like, oh, why was I starving myself?
And sometimes you don't have time.
Exactly.
You'll be like, oh, let me take the easiest thing.
Yes, let me go to McDonald's. Let me just go to Raising Cane's. Let me just eat things. And I think one thing that helped was that I got a scale, like a weighing scale for my wedding gift. So because I got married to my husband here, so I got a scale for a gift. And I think before then before I came to the US, I was weighing probably 63 kg. And I think about April, May of that same year, that was 3-4 months I got to the US, I checked and I saw 72 kg. I was like, okay, something has to change. I had to stop this whole eating anytime, because I used to eat anytime throughout the day. And I stopped eating sugar. I think I mentioned it. Stopped taking sugar, stopped taking a lot of carbs that time. I think I started taking oats, chia seeds. So I probably did lifestyle change. Gym, I was trying. I think my husband and I were doing we're jogging around every morning. I was like, okay, I did that for a while. And gym, I think we were going to school gym for a while. I was not that regular, but I was trying to be consistent. I was doing the Stairmaster just to lose this weight. So, and I think I lost some weight in probably in period maybe 4 or 5 months or so. But what really changed the whole thing for me was when I actually did a full diet change. I think I went carnivore for a while. I think now I'm keto kind of. So I'm doing a keto diet now, so no sugar whatsoever. But I'm doing some sugar substitutes stevia, allulose, things like that. Those ones are natural sources, not processed sugar. So no more processed sugar for me. No more seed oils for me. So all the vegetable oils, all the canola oils, stop that. So I now take only olive oil if I have to, ghee, tallow, things like that. So
that's good.
And then definitely no processed carbohydrates. So and then I started doing intermittent fasting. So that was what dropped my weight. So now I think I'm 57 kg now.
That's really good.
Yes, 56, 57 kg now. So that now I can do whatever now.
So the thing for me, I think because I've seen changes when I do cardio, only cardio. Yes, I lose some weight, but if I don't continue to do it, I will gain it again, the weight. So the things that's why PCOS is a personal challenge. Yes, you have a community because we all have it, but it's kind of different for everybody.
Manifesting different ways.
Yeah. So for me, the cardio, I'll do it just for resistance, but I've been lifting more weight. So when I lift weight, it's even if I'm not losing a lot of weight, but it helped me to maintain a weight. So I've been into 82 kilograms that I need to lose more of it. That's a challenge for me. But if I just stay like this with my normal routine, that is go to the gym 3-4 times per week and having a balance of diet that is not too much of carbs, zero sugar. I've tried to cut sugar as well. So I'll maintain this 82 kilograms. But once I stop one of these,
it's a comeback.
For me, last year I gained again 6 kilograms. I was almost 90 kilograms. It was because it get cold and then I didn't want to go to the gym. And I was staying home, not doing anything. Even if I'm not eating anything differently, but because I'm not active, so I gain the weight again. So now I've been seeing the change because I'm doing the same thing that I used to do to help me maintain my weight. So the next thing that I want to do is the calorie deficit. I'm not going to really do intermittent fasting, but I'm going to cut the amount of things that I'm eating per day to see if this can help me to lose more weight. That's one of my objectives right now.
I think I follow there's this doctor on YouTube. His name is Dr. Berg and also Dr. Ekberg. So two different doctors. So I follow. They talk about natural. I think Dr. Berg is more keto diet. Ekberg just mostly talks about how your body functions. So I watch their videos a lot, and one thing they usually recommend that even if you are doing intermittent fasting, try to either eat 2 meals in a day or 1. So because like every time you eat, like you're spiking your blood sugar, whatever you eat, except maybe fiber and fats, you're not really spiking as much. But any other thing you eat, including protein, like you're spiking blood sugar. And I think I dealt with insulin resistance. For us as PCOS women, exactly. Yeah. So I think that has helped me. So I try to eat at most twice in a day. So the thing that I can eat as much as I want just in that period, like just that at one sitting. I can't really eat that much now because I think my stomach size has reduced. So but like I can eat like a certain amount of food just in that period, like within an hour or so.
That's really
and that's it for the day. So, or if I try to do it like twice, I just eat maybe in the morning and then I stop eating like maybe 3 p.m. And then I'm like done for the day. Although I think these days, lately, I've not really been sticking to it strictly. I think I'm going to get back to it because I'm my target weight. I'm there now, so I'm feeling comfortable.
Yeah, I understand. So I think that the things that I would say about PCOS is like you're not alone. That's the first thing that you have to know. A lot of us, we are facing with it, and it's personal as well because like I think that you mentioned when you do your ultrasound, they saw your ovaries were okay. So that means you don't have the cyst. It's just the hormonal imbalance. For me, I have the cyst and it's hormonal imbalance. So that's meaning that we are different, our body reacts differently. So but you're not alone, and then just keep trying things until you find what really working for you, and skip to it after that, because after that, don't listen to anybody else. Everybody will be like, yeah, listen to their advice. Oh, that's good, it's working for you. But me, I found that's working for me and I'm going to skip to it. And that's the best thing. But one thing that's for sure, everybody with PCOS will be cutting is the sugar. Because everybody I've been meeting, they face with the same thing, the sugar thing. Once you cut it, it's much better for you. I
think you see like improvements once at least you cut sugar, kind of, and other carbs like donuts. I think I stopped. I like donuts, so I had to stop.
Ice cream. You imagine having ice cream in a really difficult day. It's really good, but for us, we can give the privilege to be eating a lot of these things. So you people that can, please
go ahead,
eat it for us.
So I think because I liked cakes, I like cupcakes and things like that, and since I could not eat like the conventional ones, I started making mine.
That's good. You see, you find something that's working for you.
I baked you a cake.
Oh, thank you.
So I have it.
Thank you. So I'm doing a fast now.
Okay.
So I'll finish it tomorrow. So tomorrow I'll be eating my cake. Thank you.
Okay. So like I think not throughout the night, but like I have a friend. Her son is going to be 1. Today is Saturday. Next Saturday. Yes. So I promised her I was going to bake the Sunny cake. So now I'm practicing.
That's good. That's so nice of you.
Yes. So I'm practicing on how to bake it like a very nice cake.
That's good. Yeah. So I want to ask you something. How has that been to you? Okay. What do you recommend someone that comes in the United States as an international student? And if you don't have family yet here, like you thank God that you had your husband here, but what would you recommend to someone that is by themselves just coming here? What's like something like to take into account when you're coming here?
I think one thing is, before you get here, try to find people. Like I think we have a lot of tools these days. We have like LinkedIn. You can go online and check. I think on LinkedIn you see like people in UNL, so you can just connect with people. So like you're not just coming here and you're on your own, because I think I have not a friend, but I have someone coming to Lincoln. The person is in the United States, but has not been to Lincoln before, and he sent me a message and I was like, oh, how is it like there? So like I was able to provide information that okay, this is what you need, the weather and things like that. So I think that's just meeting people that are already in the system is going to be helpful. Like I think if you send people messages, they will definitely respond. So when you get here, not just like alone, so you know like who to meet, you know like how to just move around, like you know you have to get like accommodation, you have to get like, maybe you have to get a car, things like that. So the people that here will give you that information before you even get here.
Exactly.
And when you get here, I think just like what you said, that like ISF, like I think church actually helps a lot. Yes, because we're going to Lincoln Foursquare. Yes, so and like there's predominantly like white. So like they helped us get more accustomed to the culture. Yes. So like
my church as well is more like a white church. Yeah, we have group of people, you see black people, but it's good to mix with them.
Yes.
Because you are in their place.
You're in their country, yes. So you have to learn.
So you are in their place. So it's good to mix with them so you know about what they are doing.
I think church is a very good place to start because at least they are welcoming. And they are seeking to understand you. Like, I think not everyone, like, one thing I absolutely hate is, like, when I'm speaking to someone and the person is like, huh?
What is that?
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I think that has not, like, I don't really have, do I have any, like, white, like, any close white? I don't have any close white friends, but I know people that are definitely, like, grad students and everything. But, like, it's kind of taking me, like, I'm not very, I don't want to use the word interested. But it's not really interesting to me to like want to meet someone and I'm like I'm like, oh
yeah. I've been having this kind of experience as well, because I think that we say church because I'll be okay with that as well, because that's one of the things that I do. What I did when I came, I asked my roommates, are you going to church? And when they said, yeah, we're going to Catholic church, and I said, okay, do you know any other church? Because I'm not Catholic. It's not like I don't want it, because I used to be Catholic. I could have gone there. But for me, I was like, okay, I'm not Catholic anymore. I'm more into like going to another type of church. That's story for other days. But I was like, okay, do you know anyone that might know? And they were like, oh, we know this guy, he used to go to that church. Let us ask him so he can give you some contact. And that was one of the first like things that I saw that people can really be nice, because
but you have to be nice as church.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you put me in contact with a girl, and then the girl was like, okay, I'll come to pick you. And then she came to pick me up for church. And the thing that she did, she let me meet all of the friends. All of the friends that she has. So in case she can't come to pick me up, other people will be able to come to pick me. And that's the way that I started to meet people and get to know people. And then they'll be like doing something, and then they'll invite me. So I think church is definitely go to church.
Yeah, definitely go to. Not like we're preaching like.
Yeah, we're not preaching about like about God right now.
Yes.
But it's a way to get involved into the community. Go to church, even if you don't believe in God at all. Go to church. And then the thing about church, well, my church, people will not judge you. Whatever is your religion, if you believe in whatever it is, if you're atheist, whatever it is, will embrace you. And then they did that with me. So that's why I say that go to church.
Yes.
Whenever you go in, the first thing, find a church.
Find a church. I think that's definitely like anywhere you get to. Once you find a church, like at least you have, at least for us that we're Christians, like you share the same faith already. So like they are accepting of you. So even if you are pink, black, tall, short, whatever, like you know that you have a family in church.
Yes.
So like when I got here, obviously my husband was here. He was attending Lincoln Foursquare, so I just like went to Lincoln Foursquare. So I was I think the pastor's wife, Pastor Kathy, she's an amazing person. Like she goes out of her way to get you settled in, like things like clothes. I think the coat I have, the winter coat, she's the one that got it for me.
You see?
So like my winter boots, she got it for me. I think the person I was staying with before I got married, because I was not married by the time I got here. So before I got married, I was staying with another church member from the same church.
You see?
So and she got me also a very cute winter boots, like very nice. So and she took me shopping. I think we went to Ross or something. So she got like very nice boots for me, like things like that. Like I'm not saying like go to church because you want to get these benefits, but like it's actually very helpful. Like,
and church is made for that, to help each other. So, and one of the things that I really liked, because I came here and I spent almost 2 years without car, and it has to be me not asking for help.
Yes.
To not find someone even if I need to go to buy groceries. And when they saw that I didn't like to ask for help, what do we do after church? Everybody will be like, do you need anything? I'm going to Walmart. And they'll be looking at me. It's not like they really need something. It's like they feel that I might need it, but I'm not asking for it. And they'll say, whatever, we're going to Walmart first. After that, we drop you home. Do you need anything there, by the way? And I'll be like, oh, you know what? Yes, let's go. And they'll be like, we knew that you're not going to ask, but we're going to help either way. So that's, it's so nice to find people like this. Yeah. And I'm not going to say that you're going to find people like this in church. Sometimes you'll find, story for another day. But we hope that you can find someone, or at least you can find people that are willing, that they are willing to help you to adapt to the new life you started.
Yes. So I think we're your channel, your YouTube channel. I think you started that was it last year or 2 years ago?
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
So how, like, what was the inspiration behind starting? I'll tell you the inspiration behind starting ours.
So actually, I wanted to start my YouTube channel when I was in second year in Costa Rica.
Oh, okay.
But I was like always having an excuse not wanting to study. My first excuse was like, I don't have a camera.
Oh.
And after that, I was like, I don't know what to say to people. I'm not used to talking in front of camera. I'll be shy. Every time I had like, no, I'm not going to study. Whatever. Let's leave it like that. But then it was in my last year of my studies in Costa Rica. And I said, you know what? Lovely, let's start this channel. Because I was looking for something to inspire me as a woman in agronomy. And I always found I have a lot of other people that I'm following on YouTube. They are a nurse or a retail, or they are doing other kind of profession that is completely different from me. Yeah. And I was like, that's kind of weird, because sometimes I need to find someone that is feeling what I'm feeling in this area that I'm in. I can't really find someone like is studying agricultural science or something related with that. And I say I could use that as a kind of motivation to do it. And also, I remember that I was talking with some people about experiences that I did, but I didn't have it's like a receipt or something to prove that I did it.
Yes.
Because at the time that I was doing it, I didn't have really a smartphone to take picture, or I had it, or I didn't think about even record it.
Yes.
And I was like, I should have a YouTube channel. Like when someone's telling me that you did this, and I'm like, yeah, you see, I have this video about it.
Like you would have documented.
And I say I should document my life, because even my future children, they'll be like, what did you do in your late 20s? And I will be, go to my YouTube channel, you'll find everything about it. Because I feel it's a way to do that. And also, I'm someone that I like to motivate myself. And one way for me to do it, I journal a lot.
Okay.
And I used to write down everything that I do. Oh, I did this today. This is a little achievement that you did. Everything. So I was like, okay, maybe having a YouTube channel that is documenting this. And sometimes when I'm feeling down, I can go back and watch one of these videos and I say, girl, you did this. You can still do that. Keep moving. And also I was like, in a way that even if my videos can reach out to only one person, and this one person will find a little bit of faith to keep going, a little bit of motivation and inspiration to, okay, I found this lady, I don't know her, but she's doing it, so I probably can do it as well. So I'm like, okay, that's my ultimate goal.
Yes.
People will like, even if it's one person, but they'll be like, oh, I met this lady on YouTube channel, she's doing it, and based on how she's doing it, I'm going to push too, because if she can do it, I can do it. So that was my inspiration. And then I decided to just like, no camera or nothing at all, I will start. And I remember my first video, I think I published it in January 2022. No, 2023. We're in 2025. Yeah. I put it in I think 2nd January 2025. It was just like a short video as I went to a place in Costa Rica before traveling here, and I liked the ambience, and then I recorded what I was doing, and then I just put it there, and I was like, whatever it is, I'm going to put it there. And from there, I was like, every day, like, having like this, it became a passion with the time. It's like, oh, I like that, let me just record about it, and then we'll be like doing it. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I think for me it's kind of different. So I think I mentioned when we met that we have a company back in Nigeria. So it's like an educational company, like to train undergraduates and recent graduates. Yeah, things like in engineering courses, things like that. So I was like, oh, let's have a channel so we can like put like, maybe we do a seminar, we can just post it on YouTube, we can record like tutorial videos, like things like that of that nature. So it was strictly supposed to be educational. So I think that was happening. So anytime we just record video, just upload it on YouTube. We're not trying to like views or anything. So just like, okay, do you need, maybe I have issues with this, we have this video that can help you, things like that. So that was going on, I think. But the podcast aspect of it was like, we complain sometimes that, oh, people are speaking, they're saying things that they do kind of, some people don't make any sense when they're talking about like advice, like life advice, career advice. Like, why can't we just share our own opinion on it, and like people can learn from us. So I think I've been with my husband for like 10 years now. Yeah, so like before we got married 2 years ago, like we were dating. Yeah, so and we've seen, relationships are hard, so ups and downs and everything. And then when you go on YouTube, you're saying, oh, someone is telling you to dump somebody else, someone is telling you to
nowadays it's so easy to dump people. Yeah, it's like we don't want to do anything challenging anymore.
Like you don't want to put
whatever obstacles in them, like, I'm done, I'm out. I'm like, people, please, life is a challenge, at least give it a try. Yeah, but I understand you.
So like, okay, let's like share our own lives with people. Like, so like anybody can. And we went in school, like
that's a really nice thing.
Yeah. So we met in school, and so like, so some people like in school, they're like, we cannot find. And I think back in Nigeria, it's kind of funny in Nigeria. Like some Nigerian guys are shouting like, oh, they can't find good women, and Americans are also shouting they can't find.
Same thing.
Everyone is shouting like they can't.
Everybody's shouting.
Yeah, and the women are also saying, oh, they don't find. They can't find men.
I'm telling you, me with my single life right now, I can relate. It's hard nowadays. It's really hard.
Like I think so. We're like, oh, let's encourage people. Like, oh, these things are possible. You can find your partner anywhere, at work, in school, outside, in the gym, anywhere.
Yes.
So like, and relationships take work. I think some people are not willing to put in that work, like any slight.
And then that's why it's difficult now.
Yes.
It's difficult to even the commitment part. That's what people don't like nowadays. People are not willing to commit to each other.
Yes.
And so, and I said to each other because sorry, it's my first time like in a podcast. So I think that I say each other because it's not something men are doing, it's also women are doing it as well. So it's really hard to find people that want to commit. And you'll hear people being in situationship or let's just see how it goes. Let all of these things because they're not willing to put the effort.
Yeah, I think what's I've noticed with some people that I've spoken to, not like I'm trying to give any form of relationship advice.
No,
but
we're not into it. People, we're just talking.
So I think some people like, they don't, like what you said, they don't want to put in the work, and then they feel like there's I think we say like the grass is greener on the side. Yeah, so they're always looking for.
But you're not watering yours. How do you want it to be green in your side?
Water the one you have. Like so I think I've noticed that there's no greener grass anywhere. Like it's where you are that you make the best. Like even like speaking of countries or like careers or things like that. Like there's no, like some people say, oh, it's Nigeria that's making them not do well. Like Nigeria is making them feel that like once they come to, probably when they come to the US, but when you come to the US, you also see people that are quote unquote failures.
Exactly.
So like it depends on what you invest in. So like it's the same thing with like relationships. If you know that, oh, this person, I want to be with this person, I will commit to the person and whatever it takes, as long as not domestic violence, not domestic violence. But
as long as you see that this person is within the same compatibility as you.
Yes.
You see that you can live with this person and this person is willing to do the same effort. Go for it.
Yeah.
But nowadays, You don't say that.
Yeah, I think people don't want to. And any slight thing, they're like, "Oh, I left." You're like, why? Like, what did you do?
Even from the beginning, they will be telling you they're just like something fun. But I can have fun by myself. I'm something like story for another day. But some things I always say to any person that I'm talking with, I'm not joking. I can joke by myself. And first of all, I'm a Christian. God is not playing with me, so I can't play with myself neither. So if we're not willing to commit to each other, bye. Have fun outside, but it's not going to be with me. I always say that directly because I've seen a lot of people getting into that. That's what they want to do, and you see like you see like men that you will call macho or even women in their 30s, and they want to play.
Yes. There's this show I watch. I think I'm not okay. We didn't speak about this when we met. It's called Pop the Balloon. Do you watch it?
Yeah, some of the videos.
I'm like, this is terrible. Like, what's going on?
And they have been doing it anywhere now, and I'm like, this is really a joke. You see people like men 35 years old, and because this is the online dating thing. Why now? Because for us it's more complicated if you are not in your country. So you don't have your friends that can help you meet other people. So the way when you are like, that's one of the things as an international student that I can talk about, because it's not the same. Yeah. Because your husband was already there. But for me, that is single. I'm single, and then I come here. If I need to meet people, it's really hard to meet people around you like this, because most of them, even in your church, my church, most of the people are getting married already, engaged, or in a relationship. So it's really hard to meet people in this kind of environment. So the way to meet is the online dating thing. But I feel like it's really something when you see profile of someone in their 30s, they are like figuring out their dating goals or figuring out their type or something like that. And I'm like, bro, you are 30 years old. You're still figuring out your dating goals? Maybe you should go and shut down that profile and work on yourself. So when you're ready to know I want this and that, you come back. Because it's a waste of time for you and for the people person, you're going to send and try to match. Because people, let's be serious, 30,
like, you're old.
And you're still figuring out your dating goals?
Like, I don't know, for us in our country, like, what's here, like, 2021, they feel like you are mature. So I'm like, it's kind of shocking for me to see a 30-something-year-old and you're speaking like, why?
Yeah. I know that you can still be figuring out other things in your life at 50 years old. But not your dating goals, please.
Yeah, you should know what you want at that time.
Exactly. I'm telling you. And sometimes I'll be like, figuring out the type or something like that. And I'm like, what are you willing to say in this? Are you gay? Are you... I don't know. But please. That was like, maturity comes like, with experiences, not really in age. But by 30 years old, please, you should be able to figure it out what you want. Like relationship advice thing.
Yeah. Like, what else are you looking for?
Oh my god. Like, figuring out my dating goal. At least, some people will say that I'm just here for fun. Okay, I can understand that. Yeah. You don't want anything serious. But like, figuring out your dating goals.
I think one thing that was kind of shocking for me is I was watching the Pop the Balloon show that I mentioned. And I think they did this a particular episode where they were like 40 plus years old.
I think that I was watching it just as like on TikTok something about it.
Yeah, so I think 40. I think the list was probably 40. I think it was like 40 and older. They kept popping the balloon for ridiculous reasons. I don't like his hair, I don't like his shorts, I don't like his style, it doesn't fit my aesthetic. I was like,
you're saying that a lot. So that's why I don't like to watch it. Because
like a friend came here and I was like, oh, come, let's watch this show. Like how can I? He said, oh, please, don't put it on. Like I think he was single. He's single. Like, I don't want to. Like, I'm single. Don't let me start looking for red flags.
The things that I think that's really like a big deal nowadays. It's like, okay, I can understand you came. Yeah, maybe the start. I always say, if I like you enough, and I feel that you're really someone like with values or compatibility is matching, we can work on the style after
exactly.
that. Because we're still involving in that aspect. But like the things that are really important is that your values,
yes,
faith, what do you want in life, your
goals,
or your goals. It's really, this is what is kind of big, ridiculous. Yeah. I'm going to say it like that. To see that someone just come in, you just pop your balloon without even hearing his voice or her voice.
I think there's this episode I also watched, like my brothers watch it, so that's why I'm like, we always discuss it. So they were like, I think she was like, she wanted a Christian man. And a Christian man finally walked in and she was like, I don't like his voice. This is the voice I'll be hearing. I'm like, oh my god. She was like, she wanted like a more
She doesn't know what she wants.
Like I read comments and the comments were not disappointing.
I love the comments. People will be like commenting, I'm like, that's what I'm saying. You see? But yeah, you are in an experience. You want to find someone. You don't even hear that person and you pop the balloon.
Exactly. It's just like, I was like, what reason?
What are you hoping then?
I think there's one that came with like an established man. I think he was a lawyer, I believe, or something. Like an established person. And with values, good, but I think he was a Christian man, like with values, good job, like his life is kind of figured out.
Stable.
And then they came, I think they were popping for, I think, I don't like something like I think not children. Like it's not like he had maybe children or something, and he just popped for one ridiculous reason. And I'm like, I don't like the way he talks. I don't like the way he's looking at her. I don't like.
I was watching one of these like short. It was a lady that came up. She just came up. Most of the people above the bar. So when they started to ask, and then 3 guys said that they don't like the way she's dressed up. It's like she's going to church. And then she said, yes, I'm a church girl. If you are not from God, I don't want you.
Oh yeah, I think I
said that. And I was like, that part girl. And you see, she was like well dressed. And it's not even big. But I think that these men were hoping to see like her showing part of her body. So how do you want to meet some people?
Yeah, I think for those, I think there's kind of stereotype of like, church women or church ladies, like,
but she
kind
was
of judgmental. Cool. Yeah, she was.
I was like, if I'm a man, I'll pursue you, girl. Because the way she was like saying that she's working, she's stable, and she has values, and she's really into like, I believe in God, and I try to put God in everything that I'm doing. I have my values that I'm not going to commit in if you're not respecting that. No commitment if you're not like Christian man. And I'm like, girl, if I'm a man, I'll be pursuing you. And she's nice. She was beautiful. And then most of the men popped the balloon just because of the way she dressed. And I was like, you know what? You don't know what you want.
Yeah, like, that's 30 and dumb.
You don't know what you want. Go figure this out. Once you know it, come back.
Yeah, I think the show has become kind of, some people are like complaining that the show is kind of like a joke now.
Yeah,
because people are just looking for clouds now.
They
just come and try to like show themselves or just, and then they will now be in the comments and they say, oh no, that's not what happened.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
ugh. It's like the same thing with Love is Blind here in the United States. I don't know if you had watched it in Netflix.
No.
I used to watch it and now it's really getting out of control. Because they do it and then 1 year after that, they do a reunion. They call it the reunion. It's like all the couples, they come. And then like last year, I was like really like, showing up for 2 people. And I just read like 2 days ago a post that they are divorcing, and I'm like, you people, it's a joke now.
Yeah, I think it's just a joke. Like, especially when
they don't want to face the challenges. That's it.
Yeah, I think I was talking to a friend, and I was like sharing like things that had gone on with me and my husband, like even before we got married. And I was like, but he was complaining about something trivial. Like, it was trivial to me because I was like, what? Like, it's nothing. And you're busy complaining like it was something serious. And they broke up and I was like, why? Like, it's not that serious.
Exactly. People don't want to make the effort anymore. That's really sad.
It's really sad. So, but I think I wish you well in your pursuits, because I know it's hard. I think it's harder here.
You know, every day I'm asking God to give me patience with more men, because once I saw that you put like you're figuring out your, and I'm like, God, help your sister, help your daughter, help every, because I'm losing patience with men in that kind of way, because I feel like if you're getting at some point, there are some things that should be already figured out. Yeah, I'm still figuring out things and I want in my life, but I know that I want this kind of relationship. I'm not going to like compromise with it. At least you should know that too before coming into the world of dating people, because if not, you're going to make me waste my time, my energy, my resources, and everything that I have, and you're going to do the same, and it's not like time to do that. Let's just do something. Yeah, I know that we'll have time to meet each other, but since the first beginning, you need to know why you are dating.
Yes.
So that's the only thing I said. But yeah, thank you for the prayers. I need patience.
Because I know it's harder. Like I know some like friends, like, okay, there's a friend of mine that he's still in Nigeria, back in Nigeria, and he was telling me that I think it's in his mid-30s, and he was like, Nigerian ladies not, let me come to the US and I'll find. I said, if you know what is good for you, I like the ones that are here are still struggling to find a partner. Please just find someone
else home. That's something that I wish that I have done somehow, having my person before coming here. I'm telling you, oh my God.
Yeah, I know it's harder here. Like, I know the ones here are struggling.
The struggle is real, okay? Get your person in your country, because at the same time it's going to be, you know, the person in a certain way because you having the same culture.
Yes.
It's not going to be the same here. Okay? Yeah. Look at me in my eyes telling you that. It's not going to be the same. Find your person back there before coming here, please. Thank you.
Like, okay, you know, like I'm not saying that it's the same for everyone. But like I meet some people here and I'm like, oh, thank God I found my person back home, because it's like,
even me, I'm not finding it yet. I'm like, thank God it's not you. Because I mean, yeah, God, it's stressful.
It's stressful.
Like a relationship as international student here, if you don't have your person yet and you are open, you want that, because some people don't want relationship, but if you really want to find your person,
and I think it's kind of, sorry to cut you off, but I think it's kind of like dicey, because I think for those that are here, like American citizens, they think that you're trying to like get with them because of maybe green card or something like that. I think I was speaking to a friend. There's this group on Facebook, Nebraska girls or something. So I joined, like, just to meet like more like females, like in Lincoln or Nebraska. And so I went to visit. I think one of was in the hospital, so I went to visit her. And then we got talking, and she was like, "Oh, I think I told her like I was married." I was like, "Oh, are you like green card?" I'm like, "No, I'm not a Nigerian. Like, I'm not trying to like find someone here because of green card." So I think somehow it's at the back of people's minds that only with me because you're trying to like get a passport, a green card or a passport. I'm like,
that's why it's challenging.
Yeah, that's why it's very challenging, because motives, you're looking at motives. Like, you look at cultural differences, difference in personality, difference in faith. Because like my own form of my own form of Christianity in Nigeria is a serious Christianity, and coming here, I see some people are not taking it that serious. Yeah, and I'm like, so difference in faith, difference in values, and then on top of it is now this whole green card thing. So like, oh,
that's too much. I'm telling you. So that's one of the things. Like, that's why I said the compatibility. Because when you talk about compatibility, you see like your goals. Yeah. Are we heading in the same direction? Yeah, I know we are two people, we are different. But like, if there a way that our goals are aligning, and you know, like the values thing, it's always something very complicated about like Christian life. For me in Haiti, you see like some kind of things.
Oh, you said the country?
Yeah, I'm from Haiti. Finally, I'm from Haiti, Caribbean island. So for me as a Haitian, you see like the Christian life, as some churches, they don't want women to have jeans, to put pants. And you see here it's not a big deal. And I've learned like to know that that's one of the things that I also say, you have to have your own relationship with God. Because you hear people trying to interpret the Bible in different type of ways. So that's why you need to have your own relationship to understand what's working for you. But that's aligned with God. And then I was like, oh, paint is nothing. So I'll wear my paint. But you see like some churches in Haiti, they don't accept that. And it's the same for makeup.
Yes.
I know some churches in Haiti, they don't like the girls to have makeup. They like them to have the head cover. So you see that all of these, you need to be aligning with someone. Even if we are Christian, it might not be the same thing. Because as for me, I would rather be with a man that is in the same type of church that I'm following, that we're following Jesus. And it's not like I'm saying that if you're being Catholic is different, because you believe in God, that's good. But for me, you have other values that are not aligning with mine. So so you see all the challenges. People, get your person before coming to the altar. That's the advice. If you can, do that. Please, thank you.
Yeah, but those things that is better here is not.
They are not.
No.
They are definitely not. And people think that sometimes United States is the paradise.
Oh my God.
Which paradise are we talking about, please?
Like, like back in Nigeria, a lot of people look at the US as like this. I think
the promised land.
Yeah, like this is heaven.
Yeah.
Like, those of us that are here and we're like, oh, if I complain, I don't like complaining, like normally, but usually when I try to like talk to someone, they're like, oh, they look at me like you're perfect, like you're in the perfect land, you're in the promised land. I'm like, no, like I'm paying bills, I'm in debt. Like,
exactly. We are in debt as international students. We are surviving. Okay.
And they feel like, oh, like your life is like there's nowhere better than this. And like even the people here, they see the white guys as like white people in general as like the ultimate. And you get here and you still see that they're the good ones, they're the bad ones.
They are challenging a lot of things that they don't talk about.
Like even that their systems, you see their systems, like I know in Nigeria, they always see like Nigeria as corruption, everything. But here you see corruption here too.
Corruption is everywhere.
Yeah, so as long as there's humans, there's always going to be. I think one thing I was telling my friends is that Nigeria needs better PR. Like that's what we need. Like we need our PR because there are things that we do back home, and then there's things that they are trying to adopt here, and they try to rebrand it to make it feel like, oh, it's something innovative or something new. And like we've been doing this for years.
Exactly.
Like there's nothing innovative about this. So they think Nigeria is backwards. We are not technologically advanced. And things like that. Like even the ones here also trying to go back to the old ways. So
we should do that definitely.
Okay, I think we've been speaking for a while.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid to check the time because I know like we have been, oh my God.
We've been talking.
Yeah, we've been talking. I think my husband is always like, oh, when ladies get together, like they always find something to talk about. But yeah, thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me. Yes. I really enjoyed it, and I hope that we can do more of that more often. That would be really nice.
I hope so.
Yeah.
And wait, when do you go to the gym?
I go to the East Campus because as one of the benefits when you're a student, sometimes they give you the membership for them. So East Campus
we're paying for it actually.
Yeah, you paid it in your fees.
Yes.
Sorry, it's not free.
It's not free.
Your fees paid it for you. So I go to East Campus because it's closer to me. Actually, we are living really close.
Yes,
I'm in Star Street.
Oh, yeah.
Just here. So yeah, it's not that far. So East Campus is the closest one to me. I think it's close to you as well.
Yes. So usually initially I was going to this the one that's East Campus because it's close to my building. Like building. So I just walk there.
Yeah.
But I think I've not been there for like a year.
I think they have changed something in City Campus in the
I think they do like a construction. So I stopped. So I looked for an alternative, and then Vaza opened on Vine. So that's where I go to now. So and they have Zumba class, I think.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So I don't even go to lift anymore. I just go to Zumba and
if you like it.
Yes.
just go for it. I would always say that if you like something, just do it.
I used to do yoga, but I think the hours we used to do yoga early in the morning. I'm like, I have a child. Let's be realistic, so I couldn't keep up. So, but Zumba is in the evening.
That's
so
cool.
I'm like, oh, okay, fine. So I like go on Tuesdays. Sometimes I go on Saturdays, but not all the time. But Tuesdays I try to go.
That's
good. It's very fun. I think you should come.
Yeah, I should definitely go. Yeah, I used to go in Zumba when I was in Costa Rica. I like it because of the dance part, but I haven't gone to any of it here. That's one of the things that I miss actually, because you can find more things to do even in Costa Rica, in Haiti, you find plenty of things to do that here is not the same. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you again for coming. I think so. You catch us in the next episode with our next guests. Thank you for staying tuned. Bye.